Here's a bold statement. Terence Crawford just delivered a Netflix-worthy performance that'll make you want to text your friends immediately. But here's where it gets controversial. Was it his greatest fight ever, or just the most strategically brilliant? Let's dive in. On a stage bathed in Netflix blue, Terence Crawford didn't just fight last night. He orchestrated a 36-minute masterpiece, split into 12 3-minute rounds. It was arguably the most nuanced and artistically rich production Netflix has ever showcased. Unlike so much of what's out there, this had it all. Craftsmanship, subtext, and layers of meaning that kept viewers hooked. Better yet, in the grand tapestry of Crawford's career, this 12-round decision over Canelo Alvarez will be remembered as his magnum opus, a true underdog story. Sure, he's had flashier fights and more dominant performances, but none have resonated with the masses quite like this one. By stepping into a David versus Goliath narrative, Crawford knew that simply winning as the smaller man would win hearts and favor the Netflix algorithm. But he didn't just win. He dominated with style, flexing his greatness on a global stage that might not have fully recognized it until now. Live pre-post fight show, Canelo versus Crawford. Mbili versus Martinez. Join us live before and after the epic Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown, plus Christian Mbili versus Lester Martinez. We'll preview the action, react to the results in real time, and break down what the outcomes mean for the fighters and the future of boxing. Saturday, schedule 13th, 2025. www.boxingscene.com/pre-post fight show Canelo versus Crawford. Netflix's algorithm often teases because you liked, but rarely does it deliver something as captivating as the original. If you loved Crawford's 2023 win over Errol Spence, cementing his legacy at welterweight, you might have been skeptical about this 2025 matchup. Crawford, a natural welterweight, stepping up to super middleweight against a powerhouse like Alvarez? Many in boxing doubted his effectiveness at 168 pounds, predicting a decline in strength, power, and mobility. In other words, this wasn't just another fight. It was a different kind of challenge, a risky spin-off at best. And this is the part most people miss. Crawford didn't just win at Allegiant Stadium. He outdid himself. Before 70,000 fans, the southpaw from Omaha, Nebraska, somehow topped his 2023 breakout performance. While not necessarily superior in skill, this win means more for his legacy. A grander stage, more eyes, and the sounds of a mariachi band amplifying the moment. Crawford had to be nearly perfect. Even less margin for error. And he delivered. Against Spence, Crawford could impose his will early, but Alvarez offered no such luxury. As the bigger man, Alvarez forced Crawford to surrender the center of the ring, the very place he dominated from before. Crawford had to be patient, waiting for openings and escape routes, feeling Alvarez's power while finding his own rhythm. This was evident in the first 2 rounds, which might have seemed dull to casual viewers, but were rich with subtext and subtle patterns for those paying attention. Take round 2, for instance. Crawford landed his first flurry, and Alvarez simply smiled. Later, Crawford pressed forward for the first time, either sensing dominance or forcing Alvarez to back up. These moments, seemingly insignificant, revealed the fight's dynamics without a single punch being thrown. By round 3, the action intensified. Crawford's jab and southpaw cross kept Alvarez stalking, but the Mexican landed a left hook to Crawford's ribs. Later, a right hand to the body made Crawford shake his head, a sign for those watching closely that this fight was as much about psychology as physicality. For Crawford, the smaller man, these signs were crucial. He needed to show Alvarez he was unfazed, even comfortable, smiling after taking a shot or locking eyes after the bell. These weren't just taunts. They were psychological blows. By round 6, Crawford had reddened Alvarez's right eye and was smiling through his gum shield, maneuvering like a matador around a bull. It was a performance that defied Mexican boxing tradition, yet felt like an extension of it. Alvarez's coach, Eddie Reynoso, urged his fighter to be more active between rounds 6 and 7, but by then, Crawford was in control. He landed a left uppercut off the ropes in round 7, and a flurry to the body in round 8. When Alvarez offered his glove in respect or sympathy, Crawford stared him down, refusing to touch it. Neither anger nor kindness worked. Alvarez was out of options. By round 9, desperation set in. An accidental head clash left Crawford with a small cut, a reminder of boxing's unpredictability. Yet Crawford finished stronger than ever, taking risks just to show he could. His dominance in rounds 11 and 12 was undeniable, leaving Alvarez looking away, out of ideas, and beaten. Scores of 116-112 and 115-113 twice confirmed Alvarez's third career loss and stripped him of his belts. But the real confirmation came in those final rounds, where Crawford's greatness was undeniable. "Canelo's a great champion," Crawford said afterward. "I've got to take my hat off to him." Netflix often asks, "Did you like this?" after a show, offering thumbs up, down, or 2 thumbs up. But what follows a performance like Crawford's? Even 2 thumbs up feels insufficient. What could possibly come close? Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis in November? Hardly. The answer is nothing. Just as Crawford's 2023 Spence fight seemed impossible to top, this Alvarez win feels equally insurmountable. Maybe that's why Max Kellerman suggested retirement. There might be no fight left to surpass it. "I don't know," Crawford said when asked about retiring. "I've got to sit down with my team. As for us, we'll talk about it, debate his options, and spread the word of his greatness." And every time someone searches Netflix for something classic, cerebral, or inspiring, we'll make sure the algorithm leads them to Terence "Bud" Crawford. Because this is boxing at its finest.